Good day, Tamers. Welcome back to some more fun with me, Gear Swiftly, the most British guy you'll ever know. So, we are going to be looking at this lovely new deck that's coming out for us, I believe in September, as well as EX7. EX7 is currently getting its releases now. We've seen a few cards. We'll go over the ones that are currently released on Dev, if they are up already, and we'll talk about that when we can. But I just want to really go over the green deck for now, and go over the yellow deck probably tomorrow or Sunday for you guys. It's technically Friday for me, and I'm staying up late to get this done. But hopefully you guys will have a nice Friday video, and then possibly having 2 other videos over the weekend, as obviously Saturday I'm streaming. If you want to come watch a stream live, we'll be on the Raid and Trade Twitch channel. I'll leave a link in the comment section or something like that for you guys to come and check it out. But for now, let's go for this little doohickey guy. So, I'm going to let you know now. 2 monitors. I'm going to be staring at the other screen because it's over here, rather than staring at the monitor that it looks like I should be looking at, because the light's like here. You can't really see. So the light's basically where the baby is, and then my boom arm is basically where the text is. So I will hopefully be looking just at the baby and not staring you guys down aggressively, and we'll go from there, yeah? So, Fluffymon, when attacking was returned, you may suspend one other Digimon with as much or less DP as this Digimon. Now, I OHKO'd this card. If you don't know what OHKO is, go look at Magic the Gathering OHKO and just have a think of like what the R&D team said about that card. Because I was like, that's great, this deck's obviously going to have piercing, you're going to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, you're going to swing through it, you're going to have a good chuckle that you murdered one of your opponent's Digimon, and now you're piercing it, and obviously you're having a great old time. This deck wants you to suspend its own cards so they can do end of turn tricks with Vortex and stuff. So, be dumb like me and forget that it doesn't say opponent, it just says suspend one card. So, Fluffymon, very good card. I actually really like it. It's also not, if you can tell, it's also not a card that's gated behind having like a specific trait or anything either. So, I could see this kind of being like the new best suspending green baby in the near future. So, when you buy 2 decks that you probably will, you'll have a spare playset. So, yeah, I think green's going to get a really good kick out of this young Fluffymon. We're going to have a good look at the Biyomon here. Biyomon, I actually don't dislike this card. I think it's pretty good. I did bring up the fact in one of the Discords I'm in that it is a Fortitude Digimon, which means it has some availability with Mercurymon, that deck that hasn't seen the light of day since it was released, but it's workable in this deck, right? It has Fortitude, so if it does go from the breeding area having a source, if it does crash into security and it dies, it can be brought back, which is pretty cool. So having just an extra body on the field to suspend, or for whatever reasons, is fairly good. I do like it. I think it has a place possibly in this deck, but I do think that will probably bring more a case of the free Pteromons. Terro? I think it's Terro, right? It's like pterodactyl with a P, right? So you don't say the P, you just go Terro. Yeah, so if you don't know, there's this one, there's the Prime one, and there's going to have to be one that comes in EX7. Because if there's not, I'll riot, because it just makes no sense. It's a Liberator set that doesn't have the Liberator rookie in, but we know it's got the level 5 already, so yeah. Falcomon, when attacking, suspend one of your opponent's. This one specifically says opponent's Digimon, so that's obviously where I was going on with the Fluffymon. It's okay, but again, like I've said, you're probably just going to get rid of these and just have like specifically Pteromons in this. But good try, Falcomon. We like seeing more Falcomon. He's a very chipper-looking bird, and I'm quite happy to see him when I can. We have Pteromon, right? I play Digimon, I know what they're called. On play, reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Bird or Evian in one of their traits, and 1 card with a Vortex Warrior or Liberator. Trait amongst them to hand. Return the rest of them on the deck. Yeah, I'll happily take 2 cards and then put 1 back to the bottom. Although if you ever see me play games, I'll pull 3 cards. I'll probably pull like 3 in trading sync in a row. I'll be like, You said bird, right? No, unfortunately not. Your turn, this Digimon gets 2000 DP. To be fair, if you're going to be suspending things at the same DP level, having a bit more might help. So, you know, why not? No, I think this is obviously a very good searcher. I think having the inheritance effect of just gaining DP is just very good on a searcher, and obviously having access to hopefully 2 more of these, one way or the other, is going to be good for the near future. We do have access then to a 4th rookie. We don't always have 4 rookies in this deck, so this is an interesting one. We do get Muchomon, which, if you hadn't seen, had become part of a new rookie rush deck during BT15, but that came in and fell out off the rocking ball chain. It don't happen. It came up, there was a really big talk about it for like 2 weeks, and then dead. I think it's because people kind of realise that Rookie Rush still has the problem of being squishy, and one board break it just ruins the day. All turns will turn when an effect suspends this Digimon. One of your Digimon with Bird or Avian in one of their traits, or with the Vortex Warrior trait, get 3000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. That's a good effect. Like, maybe if you want to run like 1 or 2 of these in the deck, I wouldn't be against it. But no, like, that's actually really good. Yeah, I like it because you can suspend your own things with Fluffy. So like, you can suspend this, give yourself an extra something DP, and yeah, like, I think it's actually pretty good. Also, it gives piercing as a heritage effect. I think this is probably one of those that you probably want to use as your rookie from the breeding area. To be fair, just because piercing, and you have a Digimon that says suspend things, and you go poke it in the eye. So do it. Come at me if you're brave enough. Then we have Kiwi. I love Kiwimon. I think it's a very cool looking Digimon. I just wish the original Kiwimon wasn't so terrible. It's also a free play cost. Like, it's really cheap because it's kind of terrible, but it's a free to play, as in the number free, not the 0 free. Zero free. And then cost 2 to Digivolve. You're hard playing this, to be fair. And then unplay when Digivolving to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Yeah, if I've got free memory and I need to suspend something, I want to swing into something else and suspend something else afterwards. Yeah, I think this is a really good card. Cost free to suspend something. That's really good in Digimon. I know averagely you're looking at like 2 free, so it's like on the curve, but like, I'm happy with it, to be fair. Also has a vegetation, so it is an ancient bird and vegetation. So technically you can play this in like Bloom Lord as well. So it's not a case of like you have to just play it in this deck. So kudos to giving a vegetation. I do approve. I don't think anything else here. Also, it's on deletion as well, so it's really good to. Oh no, just suspending things for being here. Kokatorimon has blocker, which is really cool, but also has piercing as its heritage effect. I honestly don't know how this deck is going to be. To be fair, like, it costs 2 to digivolve into it, costs 4 to play, and having piercing as an heritage effect might just make it see play in this deck, because like, you want to stab things, to be fair, in this deck. We do have Galemon here, which is security. You may... Oh god, this is going to be really hard. We may have failed here, team. Security, you may play... Hold on, let's see if I can try and intro with this. Ugh. Security, you may play 1 card with the Liberators rate and a play cost of 4 or less from your hand or trash, without paying the cost. Vortex, at the end of your turn, this Digimon may attack you for blue correctly, even if it was turn played. So basically, it's end of turn rush, and then on your turn, this Digimon is 2000 DP. I did it, team. We did it. Very good. I do wish there was some way for me to get it over there, though, on the other side of the screen that you can't currently see. Yeah, if it was over here, it'd be great. So, I like Galemon. I like security Digimon. I think it's a very useful security Digimon. Obviously, it's giving you a chance to play a searcher, get cards to your hand that you need. I'm trying to think, is there anything here with Liberator? It's no Sage Bird. You're Liberator. You're not a Liberator. Yeah, so essentially you are playing like your searchers, unless we do get a Galemon that is like a 4,000. Is it 4,000 or is it 4? Maybe we'll get a Galemon that's forecasted from the EX set, but hasn't been released currently yet. We do only have access to GrandGalemon, I believe it is. They're both very good, to be fair, so we'll go from in a second. Deramon. A blocker, 6 cost to play down, and a blocker on a 7k body. Not the worst in the world. I'm not saying it's great, but not the worst in the world. On deletion. I have to do the weird things again, I do apologise. You may play 1 Digimon card with Bird, Avian, or Vegetation, or Plant, in one of their traits, and 3000 DP or less from your hand without paying the cost. Well, that's Kiwimon. And this also has Vegetation in its traits, as well as also being an Avian. I don't know, I quite like this card. I think people who've obviously been here before, when we talked about the old Deramon, in like BT4 or something, or BT5, so like back in the day. Whenever Kiwimon came, like the first time, Deramon came again as well, and I liked both the cards. Just obviously they just weren't very good, but they were cool looking cards. GrandGalemon. On play, when Digivolving, suspend one Digimon. If this effect suspended one of your Digimon, you may play one Digimon card with Bird or Avian in one of their traits, and 3000 DP or less from the hand without paying the cost. Well, we already know that. That's a 1k, that's a 1k, that's a 2k, that's a 3k. They're all burbs, some variety burbs or avians, so they're generally playing all of your babies. But then we also know that this is also a burb, and it can be unplayed, and then unplayed suspend one of your opponent's things. So it can be pretty good. You can also suspend yourself, because it just says here, suspend one Digimon. So you can suspend yourself, you can suspend your opponents, you can spend one of your own cards. It's also on play for a 7, so basically this is like a very weird style. I do feel like they're going to try and move away from the ace cards a little bit, and then give things like ace style costings. So yeah, technically, so what it costs you to put out at level 6, but you are getting a good on-play effect where it's like, hey, look, it's a bit expensive, but we are going to give you a card that essentially goes, hey, just have fun with it. And then your turn once per turn, when this Digimon attacks an opponent's Digimon, you may unsuspend the Digimon. Fantastic, we can get piercing, and we can swing twice, and if we can somehow get Screw Attack +1 in this thing, like, yeah, make it a good green suspending piercing deck. I mean, there's been a few of those in the past, it's not like we've never had a good one. But give us another good one. Give us something else that's new and fresh and popping. It's PARROTMON. It's PARROTMON. 18 decks later. 17 booster sets. 7 EX sets later. It's PARROTMON. I would swear, with how annoyed I am, that the fact it's taken 4 years for this card to come into the card game. Why? Why has it been so long? I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're kind of cool as well. I just wish you were here sooner. But yeah, PARROTMON on play, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then one of their Digimon can't suspend until the end of their turn. Very, very good. I like PARROTMON. PARROTMON, you're doing the Lord's work. Thank you for turning up finally. We've missed you, because we never had you before. And then also just because we're piercing as an inherited effect. It's like, sorry man, I got piercing too. It's like, look, he's even gonna throw. He's throwing hands. Like he's pissed that it's been this long since the card game's been going. He hasn't been involved yet. Oh, Zephagamon, Zephagamon. I want to read this like Blizzaga. So is it like Zephaga? Like the Final Fantasy AoE spell. Cost 11 on play. Cost 3 to digivolve. It's basically green Jesmon. Like, I'm not 100% sure I like this design. Like, at me in the comments. Like, I'm not having a go. It's just, I'm not sure if this is for me, personally speaking. There's just something about it that I don't quite like. Like, it's not doing anything wrong to me. Like, don't think I'm like, this thing's just changed me all the way from here to there. It's just, there's just something I don't like about it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, because I think GrandGalemon looks fantastic. Vortex. At the end of your turn, this Digimon may attack an opponent's Digimon. This Digimon may attack with this effect, even if the turn is played. So, I'm not saying you're going to see people throwing this down on their turn 1 when the opponent gives you like 2 memory. It's like, yeah, sure. Right, you did it in training. Alright, here's a Zephagamon. Good luck. You got 9 memory to play with. Oh, he also has to swing at you as well. The hell? When digivolving, suspend one Digimon and then unsuspend this Digimon. Could be your own. Could even suspend yourself. All turns once per turn when a Digimon becomes unsuspended. This Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's Digimon's effects and gets 3000 DP for the turn. I'm happy and good for it. I think it's like a very good boss monster. It's also a bird dragon. Somebody was saying before the Hina stuff, that's essentially like you use Hina to do it all on digivolving and on play effects, and he was like really super psyched about it. And then we went and looked at Hina. It's like, no, it's a dragon, sure, but it's not a rock, metal, fire, whatever. It's not one of the ones that he covers basically, because it's a newer dragon type that wasn't there before. But Hina is probably turning up in the next set because we've kind of seen some things since then. But no, it's got a Mega, it's a Vaccine, it's a Magical Vortex Warrior Liberator, so it's got some cool keywords. But it's not a Wizard, Harry. It's not a Wizard at all. Besides the design, as I said, I'm not a fan of the design. I'm very weird about Digimon that have like this weird skeletal style design. Love Galemon for some strange reason, but it has the same weird design pattern that Omnimon, Galemon, this guy has, Chesmon has. Like, yeah, just let them have a meal, guys. And then we go on to Eaglemon, which is the Mega for PARROTMON, because PARROTMON's finally here, might as well go into this too. It has Fortitude, good in the Mercurymon deck. I don't think you'd ever play it. Muchomon, that is. This you could probably play, it's pretty good. And then, on play when Digivolving, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the hand. Which, again, like, hey, you just sent an ace back to the hand? Awesome. Give me some free memory. Oh, that's really cool. So, basically, you could cover the cost of this. I like it. I think it's a fairly decent card. I could see it being in like a lower powered like format. Like, it's uncommon. So, if we ever did like a Pauper thing in Digimon, where, you know, it's uncommons, I think that's the format for Pauper. No rare. Is it rares? Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on this. I'm not much of a Pauper guy. But like I could see something like this being fairly good. Like, you got a very tanky card that essentially is on play or when Digivolving does things. Like, yeah, I could see having play. Shoto. Here's a forecast. To start of your turn, he's a memory sensor. Good. We need memory sensors. Your turn. When one of your Digimon attacks an opponent's Digimon, by suspending this Tamers, switch this attack to another of your opponent's Digimon or the player. Raid into the player. Where's the camera? Player. Like, I've already read this before because obviously we get the notes and everything, but like I forgot this was the thing. I could vortex into a Digimon and then tap your ass to go. That's not really wrong. Swing into my opponent's face, and they could have no security left. I could win the game. Brother, please. Because you gotta remember, end of turn effects is still your turn. So, yeah, I've already said like a few times I like this deck. Like, I like how it looks. I want a few more cards, obviously, before we go like, yeah, 4/4. Let's go into it. Let's bite this deck out. But no, I think it looks really good already. For a 5-cost option card, this better be good because Megadeth is, I think, a 5-cost option card. It's like the best 5-cost option card. Now, what do we regret that statement? There's a banned one. Well, there's a limited one that's also very good at 5-cost. Main, suspend one Digimon. If this effect suspends one of your Digimon, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. Then, unsuspend this Digimon. Ooh! Or unsuspend a Digimon. Anemoi Embrace. I know it's Wind Embrace basically. Anemoi Embrace, Wind Embrace, or Air Embrace. Security. Return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. Hey, that's actually a very good security effect too. I like it. So yeah, we've gone over this. There is a little bit we're going to go over now in the EX5. We know literally just GrandGale card. I don't know if it's actually on here yet, but we'll have a look. If future editor Agito here, signing in for a fun time between us recording that last video and me getting around to editing it today. Also Friday. It's been a long day, like 22 hours basically. They actually released the card, so we're going to go through it, and I like both the cards. I'm going to put that out there. I'm really looking forward to this deck in September, and the fact that we get both the decks and the box at the same time for us means that September is going to have like a really weird meta change. Obviously, we've probably seen some other EX7 stuff coming out between now and then. That's obviously going to be very, 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 very good. But until then, we are kind of where we are, and we do have the lovely GrandGalemon with Vortex, which is at the end of your turn. This Digimon may attack an opponent's Digimon. This Digimon may attack with this effect on the turn it's played. So essentially, you're getting an end of turn rush effect, which is pretty good. It's an end of turn rush and blitz effect, so it's very good in my opinion. Hopefully, not too many cards have Vortex, because I do feel like deck building around blitz did become a big thing when it may or may not have had to. But at the same time, I do look forward to seeing what Vortex as a keyword as well as Overclock can do for us in the future. When Digivolving, you may suspend one Digimon. If this effect suspended one of your Digimon, this Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's Digimon's effects until the end of their turn. Which is just obviously really, really good. Making it on a level 5 as well, which is a little bit more different than what we had with Tyrant or Shivamon. which is obviously when it's suspended. If everything on your board is suspended, option cards can't be played against you, which obviously if you're keeping their board clean, then it's very easy for your opponent just to look at you like, God damn it, why can't I play the game? Here's effect here, your turn was return when this Digimon attacks an opponent's Digimon, you make unsuspended this Digimon. Again, the Vortex, which means you'll make this unsuspend itself. I'm going to presume that Vortex can only trigger once, so you can't like swing in, get to unsuspend and Vortex instantly again. I'm going to presume it is just once per turn. But because of how this deck works, it does seem that it wants you to swing into Digimon anyway, so it's not going to be so terrible. And hopefully we do get a Galemon or a Pteromon that does give you piercing, as piercing does seem to be kind of a big thing about this deck, and you are having to use an offshoot line to get the piercing into the deck. But back to past Agito. So yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Have a fantastic day. Peace out, goodbye, and green is on the way.